Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Ask Tom. And today we have a very interesting question from Armando. And Armando would like to know, I have to lose some fat, but I also feel like I'm under muscled, so I do need to put on some muscle as well. And would it be better for me to go ahead and work on my muscles and work on my strength first and then drop the weight later, or drop the weight first and then work on the muscle? So a very interesting question, I think.
Yeah, and this is people will have opinions on this, and opinions are like elbows. We probably have too many.
Too many elbows?
Too many elbows, yeah. So it's if you're under muscled, especially as you're aging, but you could be younger and under muscled. By all means, most people should be on some sort of strength or resistance training program to either maintain or build more muscle throughout life. That goes when you're young, you get away with it. When you're older, not so much. And maintain bone mass, connective tissue, metabolism. You want to maintain muscle as you age. One of the hallmarks of aging is muscle loss, age-related sarcopenia, they call it. As far as being over fat, that's a matter of putting too much in your mouth, too many calories in versus too many calories out, period. There's no secret to that. That's very clear. So in his case, should I build muscle and then lose the weight? Or if I lose the weight, will I get even skinnier and weaker? And the answer is to do both. You're not going to build a lot of muscle in a deficit. It's possible, but it's probably not probable. But what he can do is and clean up his diet, have adequate protein. He may be very low in protein since he's under muscled. Increase the amount of protein he's consuming and do resistance training at the same time. So maybe if he's a beginner in weight training, the gains are rather rapid in beginners. That's why beginners in scientific experiments aren't very good. You want to use trained athletes and see if things affect them. So a beginner will probably show a lot of stimulus and get gains in muscle size. And losing fat, a matter of cleaning up the diet, reducing the calories. And I say cleaning up, that reduces the calories. You eliminate the bad fats, the processed foods and so forth, the total volume of food going in their mouth. Their body fat is going to decrease.
And also, I think that a lot of people don't realize, because they don't write everything down that they eat. They don't realize the little tiny things that they put on their food. Those small little things that we put, the extra oil or extra butter, things like that can really add up.
Yeah, that's the easy part about it.
That's the cleaning up part, is just to try to.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe try to limit the process.
Yeah, restaurant food normally has more calories.
Oh yeah, don't eat out when you're trying to lose weight.
Try
not to. Maybe once a week.
Right.
Very, very.
Anthony Bourdain said this once, and I said it on the Oprah show, and I'm not sure how true it is for every dish. But Oprah asked, why do they have that beautiful shiny gleam to the food? And he said that averages a stick of butter to get that. I'm not sure every dish has a stick of butter in it, but to make things tastier, they put in more fat and they put in more salt and sodium, and we get generally too much sodium in this country, and that's the first defense we'd use for high blood pressure, is reducing sodium in the diet. But getting back to cleaning up the diet, writing down what you eat.
And coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil, any of these saturated fats, cutting down on saturated fats, and cutting back on your calories, increasing your activity through resistance training and some aerobic training, which may be even walking, or brisk walking, we should say. That's going to make the biggest difference. And then you're going to either maintain or build muscle mass, and you're going to lose body fat. When you've lost all the body fat that you intend to lose, and you're happy from a health standpoint with your physician and in your appearance, then you could focus more on strength training more and maybe pushing the intensity up and building some muscle. But lose the fat first, because that's a health issue.
Now, what if they wanted to do GLP instead of traditional weight loss?
For some people, that's probably necessary, because people having what we call food noise and wanting to eat constantly.
Those little birds in your stomach that chirp all the time?
We don't know anyone like that. but who are constantly thinking of food, and they just finished dinner and are like, "Where's the pie?" That's GLP-1s have some amazing effects, and they're getting more advanced all the time, and certainly they have the benefits outside of just killing the food noise and helping you with losing body fat. And that's something you take up with your bariatric specialists, your physicians and endocrinologists and people like that to get on them.
But with those, from what I understand, you have to weight train when you're on those, because they can really cause, I don't know, I guess it depends on how much you're taking. They can really cause a lot of muscle loss.
Well, they won't cause any more muscle loss than the normal amount of weight loss that you would have. If you're going to lose 20 pounds without GLP-1s, you're going to lose some muscle. Mm-hmm. If you're going to use them with GLP-1s, the difference between A and B is probably inconsequential. You're not playing for the NFL, and you're not competing in the Olympics, you're not sprinting. Mm-hmm. It's probably minimal. What it is people have so little muscle mass on their body. Mm-hmm. When they lose the fat, they lose muscle, and then people come up with the GLP-1 faces, necks, tongues, legs,
but
all
they're
this.
Just not. I just look at those people and I think to myself, they're just not eating at all.
Probably, or they don't eat enough protein. They don't eat enough protein, and they're under-muscled.
Right.
They're under-muscled,
yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
And so it's pretty simple. It gets back, it's just a tool.
Yes.
We can't moralize it, because everything you say, water.
You just have to use the tool correctly, right?
Yeah. Don't use a hammer for a screwdriver, and so forth. It's an old,
Don't rely on that only.
Yeah, good nutrition. Even like when you get your stomach stapled, eat less food. So people say, I have my stomach stapled. Now I have to eat nutritious, small meals of higher protein and take B12. Well, why didn't you do that before you got your stomach stapled? But now they have to, because they'll get sick if they eat too much.
So to summarize, we're just going to say that, it's a good idea to go ahead and try to lose weight at the same time.
Lose the fat
that
and work on your strength. Get stronger.
Yeah. Good. And those two things will work synergistically.
Yes, that's way to not de-aging your body. Your body is whatever age it is, but reducing the effects of aging in the body.
Inflammation probably.
Yeah, fat's the big inflammatory. The inflammatory foods is kind of a myth, and unless you eat really bad, everything's bad in your diet. But there is no food that's magically inflammatory, but body fat is the problem. So rather than talk about all these nitpick these foods, that's nonsense. Lose the body fat. If you have a belly, if you have hips, you have flab on your body, get rid of it.
The thing I was hearing a lot about is that essentially fat, you could consider that an inflammatory organ almost.
Yeah.
Because it has such a big impact on your inflammation in your body.
It takes very little to survive. In fact, you have essential fat for women, I think it's 10 to 14%, and for men, I think it's down to like 4 to 6%, and that's hormonal. And the difference between men and women, any woman who says she's 2%, she has fallopian tubes or linguini, that's nonsense, should be dead. It's essential fat. But the point being is, 1 pound of fat has the energy to allow you to run 35 miles.
Wow.
Okay, so you don't need a whole lot of fat, because there's not too many people running 35 miles. Okay, so it's lose the fat and stay lean. You move around better. You take less anesthesia in the hospital when you go in. I mean, these 600-pound people, they have to lose weight to have surgery, because that amount of anesthesia really puts them deep into a problematic area. So.
Wow. Okay.
Any more questions?
Thank you, Armando, for your questions.
Send them to Tom at Substack.com.